does not mark the end of the road for our plan, said James Cleverly, to cut migration. There are still more to come. On the 30th of April 2024, it was posted on gov.uk that the Home Secretary action delivering major cut in migration, and which of course is one of the major goals of the new Home Secretary. Action has driven an almost 80% fall in student-dependent application in the first quarter of 2024. So it means that 80% reduction happened in terms of dependent visa in the first quarter of 2024 compared to the same period in 2023. So this shows that the UK government has experienced a massive reduction of dependent visa, which is a good thing for them because that was exactly the major purpose for the multiple changes in the immigration policy. So yeah, so also going to be talking about some of the changes it made, how it has impacted the government positively, how it has helped achieve the goal for which the immigration policies were implemented, and also to share my thoughts on what you need to do if you're currently in the UK. Also, if you're planning to come into the UK, what you shouldn't do in terms of migration into the United Kingdom. So if this sounds like something you'd like to know, don't go anywhere, keep watching to the end. And if you're coming across this channel for the first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my channel subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, strong actions, have been taken by the Home Secretary to ensure that the UK government, is able to meet the targets or the plan to reduce net migration by a substantial a percentage, and this has really been happening. The strong action taken by the Home Secretary to transform the UK immigration system and cut unsustainable and unfair level of migration is delivering, and the new data obtained from the first quarter is actually showing what is exactly happening. So on the 30th of April 2024, which is about 2 days ago, this data was published, and the number of dependents accompanying students to the UK has drastically fallen by 80%, which with more than 26,000 fewer student applications made from January to March 2024 compared to the same period in 2023. So it means that fewer students are applying to study in the UK, and obviously with the reduction in the number of students applying to study in the UK, also the number of dependents also definitely going to reduce drastically. Not even reduce drastically, it becomes even almost impossible. So the only way you can get into the UK with your family for a master's program is if you're doing a research master's program or a PhD program. Those are the only two study routes that allows you to bring in your dependent. Now, but the question is, how many people can actually afford? Most people coming to the UK for PhD are, oftentimes people who are here on scholarship because it's quite expensive to do a PhD in the UK. You probably need to spend about 15,000 to 18,000 pounds per year, and most times PhD programs in the UK, last for about 3 years. So we're paying about 45,000 pounds to 52,000 pounds, which is on the high side. So most people coming in here are coming to study, via scholarship, and those are the only individuals coming for research or PhD are able to bring in independence going forward. Now, government measure to tighten student visas, which came in force in January, has prevented most international students starting courses this year from bringing family members. Students can also no longer switch their visa before completing their course, preventing people from using the route as a backdoor to work in the UK, while clamping down on institutions which undermine the UK reputation by stealing immigration, not education. Now, in as much as studying the UK is one of the desires for so many people in developing country, I think leveraging the educational system in the UK is actually a good thing. It gives you exposure to what it feels like to study in a first world country. However, in my opinion, I think it doesn't give you any competitive advantage in the real world. If you don't have the technical skills, if you don't have the the skill set for any job role you're looking at getting into, having the UK degree, it's not going to give you any competitive advantage. However, the UK is just trying to make sure that people coming into the UK to study are actually here to study. So in the past, most students, when they get into the UK on the student visa, they quickly try to get a job and abandon their studies. and switch to a different work visa category. Now with the new policies, people can actually, finish up. People need to finish up their studies before they can switch to any work visa, which in my opinion, I think it's a fair, action, to be honest. Just come here to study and, do whatever you're here to do, not, moving around. So the government recognizes the importance of attracting the brightest and the best, whilst delivering on their commitment to reduce legal migration to sustainable level with the data published. So the Home Office Secretary James Cleverly said, ever spiraling number were eroding the British people's confidence in our immigration system, burdening public service, and suppressing wages. In my opinion, I don't know how that works. I understand the part of burdening public services, because trust me, to get a house, to rent an apartment in the UK is a tug of war. It's like you competing for a job. You have loads of people applying for the same, apartment. I remember going for a particular viewing for a one-bedroom apartment, and the number of families that came there were 12 families. I mean, I know this number is a bit small compared to some other cities and, some other news we've heard about people trying to get accommodation. So imagine 12 people competing for the same accommodation. It's really, ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, but the part of suppressing wages, I really don't understand that part. I don't get how, the increase in number of people coming into the UK is suppressing wages. Probably because most organizations are leveraging on cheap labor. But anyway, I'm sure they have their reason for saying that. Now, the next thing is, James Cleverly also said, when he promised to deliver the largest ever court in legal immigration, he knew they must also work to show the impact of their action as soon as practically possible, and which I think they've been able to achieve this by showing that about 80% reduction has happened in terms of application for the dependent visa. The Home Secretary also said that this data shows a significant fall in number on the first of their measure to take effect, whilst underlining why necessary actions was taken to cut unsustainable number of care worker dependents. Now, this does not mark the end of the road for our plan, said James Cleverly, to cut migration. There's still more to come, which is a bit scary. So the Home Office Secretary is saying that there's still more policies to come, and over the coming months they will, continue to show the pace of their progress as they deliver the control of public rightly expect. So yeah, I know too many, British citizens are a bit bothered with the increasing number of immigrants coming into the country, and the government is trying to make sure they make the population happy. Now, they say taking together the Home Secretary's package to reduce legal migration will mean approximately 300,000 people arriving in the UK last year will no longer be able to. It also includes, commissioning MARC, that's the Migration Advisory Committee, to carry out a rapid review of the graduate route for international students to prevent abuse, protect the integrity and quality of UK education, and ensure it works in the best interest of the UK. And also replacing the short occupation list with a new immigration salary list, with employers not able to pay migrants less than the UK workers in shortage occupation, and also raising the minimum income requirement for families visas to reach the level of the skilled worker visa, currently at 38,700 by early 2025. And all of this policy basically is just to make sure that the government is delivering to the UK people and ensuring that they still have control over their border, which is a good thing in my opinion. I'm sure all of these decisions made by the UK Home Office has been properly planned, well strategized, and they're happy with the results so far, with the data that came out from the first quarter, which shows that 80% reduction in dependent visa has happened, and a drastic reduction in the number of student visa being issued between January 2024 and March 2024. So yeah, that's all about that on UK immigration policies. Those are the updates. If you're looking at coming to the UK, you need to make sure you have your plan, well mapped out. You don't want to come here and get stuck. I know a lot of people who will be going back to their home country in the next couple of months because they're unable to stay back in the country legally. So make sure you have an adequate plan. And if you're in the UK already, make sure you also have an adequate plan on how you also navigate your stay in the UK till you're able to get your indefinite leave to remain. So if you have any question, please state in the comment section. If you find this video resourceful, please like this video. And if you're coming across my channel for the first time, do well to hit on the subscribe button to join the amazing growing family. And my returning subscribers, thank you guys for being here. I really do appreciate you guys. So this will be the end of this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.